Two armies face each other across a rocky valley, Israel on one side, the Philistines on the other. For weeks, neither dares to attack first. The tension grows each day without anyone striking the first blow. Every morning, a Philistine giant named Goliath walks to the center of the valley and challenges any Israelite soldier to one-on-one combat. No one in the camp dares to accept. Far from the battlefield, a young shepherd named David is sent by his father to bring supplies to his older brothers, who serve as soldiers in the army of Israel. Upon arriving at the camp, David hears Goliath's challenge for the first time echoing across the valley. He watches as experienced soldiers freeze in fear at the giant's voice. To everyone's surprise, David offers to face the giant. His own brothers laugh, reminding him he is just a shepherd boy, with no armor or battle experience. King Saul sends for David, disbelieving that such a young boy wants to face the most feared warrior of the Philistines. David calmly explains that he has already defended his flock from lions and bears. Saul, still doubtful, offers David his own royal armor for protection. But the weight of the metal proves so uncomfortable for the young shepherd that he decides not to wear it at all. Instead of armor, David chooses the only thing he knows well, his leather sling and 5 smooth stones, which he carefully gathers from a nearby stream before heading to the valley. David walks alone toward the center of the valley, with no armor, no sword, only his sling in hand. From both sides, soldiers of the two armies watch in absolute silence. Goliath sees a boy without armor approaching and bursts out laughing, considering the moment an insult to the entire army of Israel. He shouts that David will become food for the birds of the field. Without showing the slightest fear, David responds that he comes not with sword or spear, but in the name of a power far greater than any armor Goliath could ever wear. Goliath advances heavily toward David, raising his spear. David, without retreating a single step, pulls a stone from his pouch and calmly places it in his sling. David spins the sling with a swift, precise motion, and releases the stone at the exact right moment. The projectile cuts through the air straight toward the giant's exposed forehead. The stone strikes exactly on the giant's forehead. Goliath staggers for an instant and then falls backward with a thunderous crash that shakes the ground throughout the valley. Seeing their champion fallen, the entire Philistine army panics and begins to flee in disarray, while the Israelite soldiers, still in disbelief, watch from the hill. Encouraged by what they just witnessed, the Israelite soldiers run down from the hill and pursue the enemy army, seizing a victory none of them expected to achieve that morning. David walks back toward the Israelite camp, still holding his sling, while the soldiers who once laughed at him now look at him with a mix of respect and amazement. King Saul sends for David again, this time not with doubt but with genuine curiosity, wondering who this young shepherd really is who just changed the course of an entire war. That night, the Israelite camp celebrates the victory with music and gratitude. David, still dressed as the shepherd he was that very morning, sits among the soldiers as one of them. Despite everything that happened, David seeks no personal recognition or glory. That same night, he steps away from the camp for a moment and quietly gives thanks for what he considers a victory that does not belong to him alone. News of what happened spreads quickly throughout the region. A young shepherd without armor had defeated the most feared warrior of the Philistines with only a sling and 5 stones. Before formally joining the army, David returns briefly to his family home, where he resumes, even if only for a short while, the simple shepherd's life he always knew. What began as an errand from his father to bring food to his brothers ends up marking the beginning of the path that would lead David years later to become the most remembered king of Israel. The story of David and Goliath reminds us that genuine faith can be more powerful than any armor or weapon. God does not measure people by their size or strength, but by the sincere willingness of their heart to trust Him, even before the most fearsome giant.